Hello kind people of YouTube, it's Matt from PCGamesN here with Ben.
Hello everybody.
Hello, and we are once again talking about 7.6 patch for League of Legends.
Yeah, that's the plan.
What's new then, Ben? There's got to be something pretty massive on the PB.
The PB.
The PB.
See, that's what we're going to call it now. That's what it's called. That's its name. Yes, well, most massive of all, of course, is that you're here instead of Rich.
Yes, that is true.
I'm sure everybody appreciates massively. And yeah, we're doing it on camera now just because we can. Yeah, so as for the patch, the first kind of major thing is the Gallio rework.
Okay.
He's been in the game for a while. He's one of the older champions in the game, I think. And they're pretty much doing a total redesign. So when they do reworks, it's like there's scales of it. Like sometimes they just rework one ability. Sometimes they totally change like 2 or 3, but they like leave some kind of core. With Gallio, they've kept the core of the idea, which is kind of this like massive colossus gargoyle that can taunt enemies and that protects his team and that sort of thing. But they've completely changed like how that's portrayed in game. He's like this kind of weird superhero now. Something matters very, very much into.
So we're talking kind of like a comic book reworking, or an origin story.
Yeah, exactly. And even his like intro that they made for him is like uses like panels to show different stuff happening. And it's kind of cool. And yeah, he's like more of a kind of traditional tank now. He's got this thing where he like jumps across the whole map to save a teammate, and it's kind of they're in distress. I need to help them, and he's like a little bit dopey with it. Like it's that kind of dopey Superman type trope thing going on. And yeah, he can still like taunt enemies. He's got a bunch of different abilities that they've put together that you can read about on the website if you want to see exact numbers and that sort of thing. And he's a little bit of an amalgamation of other champions. I feel like. He's kind of got some abilities that remind you of Vi's ultimate, for example, is one of his abilities is a little like that. But the combination of them all is unique. As far as power goes, I mean, nobody knows yet. The PB, as it were, isn't particularly good for testing exactly that sort of thing, and we'll see when he comes out. The last couple of reworks they've done, and we'll get onto this in a bit, they have had to buff them afterwards. So I would expect that maybe that we'll see that again.
So just to recap, we're talking like complete like his ults, his mains.
Yeah, he might as well be a new character to be honest, and it is more than they usually do when they rework characters. So
awesome, sounds brilliant. So April Fools, I believe, is going to be the next big thing.
Yeah, so there's another batch of skins coming, as there always are, new skins. But with this, they're adding some April Fool's skins. As far as I know, they've kind of done April Fool's skins every year, but this is. One of the better rounds of skins I think they've done. There's Pug'Maw, which is a skin for Cho'gath, where he looks like a dog, and it's fantastic. Instead of spitting globes of acid, he spits tennis balls.
Oh, nice!
Of course, yeah, and has to go pick them up. I believe his recoil animation has him dragging his butt across the carpet, doing the old butt skate. Renekton is also very good.
Renekton,
yes. He's he looks kind of plasticky, and he looks like kind of a villain from like a Power Rangers figure or something.
Nice.
Which I quite like. It's the usual batch of brilliance, as it were, from the Riot Skin team. They do a really good job. What's interesting about it is they're really, really different, like characterization of those characters. It's a completely different way of looking at them. Where like they've turned a fish into a dog. Like it's completely different like silhouettes and whole theming and that sort of thing. And some skins teams like for other games like to stay away from that. They don't want to change the core of a character. I think Overwatch is quite guilty of that, for example. And there's like pros and cons to all of it, and particularly because of the difference in game with Overwatch versus League of Legends, where silhouettes is a lot more important in a shooter. But I do think it's super cool, and I'm glad that they have that much freedom to be able to do that. Also, all of Gallio's skins got completely redesigned when his character model was redesigned. So there's loads of really nice splash art for those especially. Unfortunately, that means that the April Fool's skins don't get a splash art each. They just have one group one that is quite funny, but it's a bit of a shame there, but there you go.
And I assume that this isn't, the whole crux of what's going on with the PvE at the moment. Surely there are just some more minor balance changes.
Yeah, of course. There's another batch of balance changes. They're kind of doing some medium stuff to a few different characters. It feels like they don't want to do too much in the same patch that they're introducing Gallio. As you might expect, there's a massive change here. Let's not change too much over here. So yeah, a few characters getting buffed and nerfed. Most notably, Cho'gath and Aatrox, who are the last two characters to get major changes. They weren't reworks, but individual skills of theirs got like major changes. They're getting buffed. Seems like they undersold it a little bit on them. And then they're also changing teleport, the summoner spell, to be like it's easier to use. It's not like a straight buff, but they made it so you don't have to directly target stuff. You just have to click near it, and then it will actually work. They've done like some kind of trickery to make that work properly, where if it's like within a certain range of your character, you don't accidentally use it, but if it isn't, it will now be like kinder about how you're targeting it. And then finally, like, there's Warlord's Bloodlust Mastery that they've basically also remade and have buffed massively. They're now toning that down as we speak. Like today's changes tone that down slightly. So hopefully they get that into a good place before it goes live and it doesn't end up being used by absolutely everybody.
Excellent. Right, that's everything we've got for today. If you want to read any more about patch 7.6, you can check it out on the website, PCGamesN.com. We have a new video about the PvE every 2 weeks, so just check back if you're into League of Legends. And until next time, thanks for watching.